Green flag then from the rear of the grid, roar of the crowds as we approach the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, where it's lights out and away we go. And I think Max Verstappen got a better start than Charles Leclerc, but Leclerc's got that 8-metre advantage into turn one. Charles Leclerc ahead of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso trying to challenge Lewis Hamilton. They might go wheel to wheel down towards turn three. Hamilton just cuts him off. Lando Norris goes around the outside. Lance Stroll looks like he's made up not just one place, but another one coming as well, because he's got the jump on Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in the McLarens. Into turn three we go. Charles Leclerc leads this race like he did yesterday. He's got the start absolutely perfect. Not once but twice we've seen Max Verstappen gaining on Charles Leclerc. Third time around he will have DRS, and we've already seen a speed advantage of about 8 kilometers an hour at top speed down this straight for the Red Bull over the Ferrari. That might now increase by around about another 10 kilometers an hour, and there goes Max Verstappen breezing past Charles Leclerc and into the lead as we start lap 4 of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What's going to be better today, I'll ask you in a moment, because here comes Sergio Perez. There goes Sergio Perez, and whilst it wasn't quite as convincing as Max Verstappen's move on Charles Leclerc, it was convincing enough for him to be half a car length ahead when they got to the braking zone. We've got a car stranded, and it's Nick de Vries. Here's Nick de Vries.
Oh, he clipped the inside wall.
Yeah.
And then there you can see
damage to suspension.
Yeah.
And if they're thinking about pit stops, and if we get a safety car right now, this might be a very opportune moment for people to come in, and Max Verstappen has been told to come into the pits and box.
That safety car, Crofty.
There is a safety car, and this is going to... Well, Sergio Perez is not going to be a very happy man, or is he?
I think it's good for Perez. I think it absolutely is, because he will have the benefit of getting the stop while everyone else has to go slowly towards a safety car delta time.
Right behind Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz was trying to anticipate when Sergio Perez gets going. Now he has got going, and this is going to be quite the dash, isn't it? Down to the line, and Charles Leclerc looks like he's gaining a little bit on Sergio Perez. Into turn one we go. Perez leads. Verstappen's coming flying through in their third place, trying to grab second, but Charles Leclerc just holds him off. Now down the inside goes Lance Stroll, and Lance Stroll has got back that place ahead of George Russell that he lost out during the pit stops. Max Verstappen, though, would quite like to get back into the top two once again. Down the inside he goes at turn three, and Charles Leclerc can do nothing about it. No, just Lance Stroll clipping the wall.
He did the same as de Vries. Look at the damage.
But he hasn't damaged the suspension. Just extending his advantage once more. They're kind of sparring a little bit, aren't they?
He's off.
The two Red Bull cars, as Lance Stroll gets turn 16 all sorts of wrong, and that now is going to give Lewis Hamilton the perfect opportunity to close up, as you can see, and make another decisive move in this race. Hamilton's now alongside the Aston Martin. Stroll really cannot do anything to defend on this one. Hamilton's got DRS, and that one little mistake there cost Lance Stroll dear. Hamilton moves up into 6th place.
The Red Bull mechanics are starting to come out on the pit wall. Maybe they don't realise that Esteban Ocon still needs to pit. They've got to watch out.
And also,
here.
they're not allowed to go onto the pit wall.
Well, I think they are. They're just not allowed to climb the fence.
Well, they're climbing the fence outside
Well,
my window. I
to
can
do that,
see them.
Well,
people in the pit lane don't realise now that Esteban Ocon still has to make a pit stop.
And it is in the regulations, Ted, that you are not allowed to climb the fence on the pit wall.
There are
That's been
people
stopped.
all around this pit lane. Some marshals. Is Ocon not going to make a pit stop or something?
Well, he'll be disqualified if he doesn't. So he will, I think, come in. Although he will,
no,
if he comes in.
I don't think he can now, because they put out the Parc Ferme barriers.
Right. I mean, what is...
Well, you can't...
Well, there's photographers now, Ted, running in the pit lane.
I can see them.
Yeah,
oh,
Ted,
my goodness. Now Alpine are coming into the pit lane. They think they're going to make a pit stop.
Well, Esteban Ocon is actually coming down the main straight now.
There are people all over the pit lane.
So is Esteban Ocon coming into the pits? I can't actually see the entrance. Here he comes. Yes, he is. And there are a lot
what
of...
is this about?
That's a shambles.
This is a shambles. Absolute shambles. We could see it coming. Alpine could see it coming. What is going on down there?
Well, that is a total and utter shambles of organisation, and somebody should have known. This man has stayed clear of any trouble this afternoon. Sergio Perez making his way down the main straight for one final time. He won the sprint, he wins the Grand Prix. It's a double victory this weekend. Here in Baku, Checo Perez wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. His teammate Max Verstappen comes home to take second place. It's a 25th 1-2 in Formula One for the Red Bull team. Charles Leclerc is powering on to claim Ferrari's first podium of the season. He holds off Fernando Alonso to take third place. Alonso coming home in fourth, and behind our top quartets, Lewis Hamilton, stuck behind Carlos Sainz, is going to have to settle for sixth place in this race. Sainz will be taking fifth, but there will be a lot of questions asked about what happened right at the end.